Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. Today we're talking about the New World Symphony, Dvořák's New World Symphony, which has lots of really fine recordings. We know them all, don't we? There's Zell, there's Dohnányi, there's Bernstein, there's Kondrashin, there's, half a dozen more than that. And the Czech people, we haven't even gotten to the Czech people, right? And Kubelik and Ancherl and Talich and God knows who. So, which one are we going to talk about now? This one, Ferenc Fricsay with the Berlin Philharmonic. Well, no, it's Berlin Radio. Yes, Berlin Philharmonic, thank you. Coupled to Smetana's The Moldau, and on this disc with Liszt's Les Preludes with the Berlin Radio Symphony, which is also an incredibly fabulous recording of that. This whole disc is amazing. Fricsay was one of those great 20th century conductors. We've talked about him before. We've discussed the big box in which you can find this. We've talked about his unbelievable Tchaikovsky Pathetique, his gorgeous operatic recordings, his Mozart and other things, Fidelio and heaven knows what else, his Verdi Requiem, his Bartók, which was astonishingly fabulous. He was a musician's musician. Just amazing. And he died quite young of cancer, which was really a tragedy. He did some amazing Beethoven, as you know. And I just think that this is one of the most beautiful recordings of anything you've ever heard. It really is. I could have chosen another, and I may, because as I said, when we talk about the greatest recordings ever, there are many choices in very popular works, all of which qualify as among the greatest recordings ever. You know that my reference recording, my however choice in the New World Symphony is Bernstein's New York Phil, which is also just astonishing. It's as great as his remake is horrible. But I want to give Fricsay as much play as I can because he's a name that so many people aren't aware of. He died in what was it, 1962, 63, somewhere around there in the early 60s. And there is not a very large legacy of recordings in stereo. This is one of them. And it really is just freakishly fabulous. What is it that makes it so beautiful? Well, there is, and I've said this before, with particularly conductors of Hungarian descent, I don't know why this is true, a soulfulness to the way they handle the string section. They make those instruments sing. Maybe it has to do with vibrato. Maybe it has to do with phrasing. Sándor Vég had that ability too. If you remember him with his recordings of Mozart, the serenades and things with the Camerata Academica Salzburg, it was entirely the opposite of what the period instrument people do with their cold sonorities and lack of vibrato and all that. It wasn't that their vibrato was excessive or that it was somehow, lacking in taste or style. It was simply the understanding that these melodies, especially in romantic music like Dvořák's New World, were vocally inspired. So was all the classical music, by the way. The whole classical period, Mozart was the ultimate vocal music composer, and every instrument he touched, including the human voice. And there should be a natural singing expressivity to everything that they do. And here you get it. You get it in spades, not just in the Largo, which is beyond gorgeous, but in the beautiful singing, passionate singing in the first movement. Those great tunes, da 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 da. Everything that the strings do, and the woodwinds and everything else, but the strings particularly has such point and expressive immediacy. And in quick tempos, like in the first movement or the finale, you've got that process results in extraordinary physical, palpable passion. Whether happy passion or sad passion, it's passion. It's emotional communicativeness and unbelievable immediacy of sonority. And it's just, there's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it in this performance. And the Moldau has the same thing. I mean, listen to that tune, the big tune. Do, 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 do. Ya, da, da. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Les Preludes, Liszt is usually considered to be kind of, otiose, I think is the word, overblown and empty. Not here, because everything has meaning. What that meaning is up to you as an individual listener, but it communicates. And that was Fricsay's gift. The music always speaks directly. And my God, you can hear it so beautifully in this performance. And that's what makes it on DG Originals. Very good sound, by the way. One of the greatest recordings ever. Hands down. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.